What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and it is currently 5:40 in the morning. I haven't been up this early to do car related things, I don't think ever. So yeah, we're a little bit late right now. Supposed to be at Stuart's house at 5:30, and it's 5:45, so gotta go get a little pull for the boys. Made it to Stuart's, getting ready to leave. I was gonna vacuum my car, but got here too late. Whew. But yeah, about to get everything packed up and ready to go. First, we are gonna stop by 7-Eleven because I am a little bit hungry. But yeah, after that, we're gonna head to the little Togue road. Like I said, we're gonna be stopping by 7-Eleven, getting some snacks or whatever, and then heading to the spot. So see how it goes. What do I want to get? Like a Red Bull or something, if I can find it. Oh, there it is. I'll just get a little baby one for now. Got the little Red Bull and Belivita. Probably pronounced that wrong because I'm an idiot, but got the Evos looking nice out here. Probably gonna wipe mine down first before we actually go out, but looking clean. So we made it to the meetup spot where we're gonna set everything up. But man, today is a nice day today. It's a little chilly right now, but should get warmer here in a little bit. So we're gonna get everything set up and then see how this POV of the Evo goes in the Togue road. Okay, first run in the Evo on the little Togue road. Like I said, getting used to it, so this road isn't perfect. There is, 2 dips and like 2 bumps, so have to slow down and prepare for that. But for the most part, man, this road it's nice. But yeah, I'm gonna run it one more time just to get the feel of it, and then on a third run, I think I'm actually gonna try to push the Evo a little bit. Hopefully I don't crash, but like I said, we'll be taking it sort of easy because I do need to replace my pads and rotors here soon. So yeah, let's see. so we just finished up with the 360 cam and the GoPro. I think it turned out good, but we'll see when we get back and start editing. But yeah, man, this road is really dope. It's a beautiful day out too. You know, you have a scratch on your bumper right here.
Yep.
What happened?
This is my garage.
God dang.
Blew up the engine. I actually have a video of me doing it. The corner of my garage has the water heater.
Yeah.
The platform it sits on has a very sharp corner, and I was moving my car back and forth to move it from one side of the garage to the other. So I was making room for the Tesla, and we were gonna install the charging unit or whatever. Well, in the midst of me doing that, I didn't notice, and I swung it back corner of the hot water heater stand.
Well, at least that matches your aesthetic, black and blue. Okay, so before we start editing the little POV Togue shoot, we're gonna be heading to a place called DIY Garage, and in the title, you know, it obviously indicates that you're doing it yourself. So yeah, we're gonna go there for Stuart's oil change. Man, talking and shifting at the same time is not good, and holding the camera, but yeah, we're gonna be going to this garage, changing Stuart's oil, and yeah, hopefully we see some cool cars there too. And so we made it to the shop DIY Garage, and we should be getting Stuart's car on the lift here pretty soon. But man, look at this little Elantra Inn. Looks pretty cool. Got the whole rally spec going. But yeah, they're setting up the lift right now. And we'll be changing this oil here in a minute. Turning radius. So during the little Togue run, we scraped some, we just scraped really hard, that's all I'm gonna say. So it doesn't look like he scraped his at all. Looks clean. Yeah, I really like this like rally style wing. Pretty cool. Interior looks comfy. Oh, this is what I need, a carbon hood. Just hits different in the light.
Either that or what's the other option? It's like Mitsubishi or something?
What, the OEM oil?
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, just called Mitsubishi oil.
Mitsubishi oil.
Damn, I wish Mitsubishi could make a comeback or something, man.
Well, they're still around. They just got SUVs now.
Nah, it's just straight up SUVs.
Yo.
Looking clean. Alright guys, that's gonna end today's video. I did realize that we were using the GoPro audio when recording, so we couldn't use that audio because it was just interfering with the exhaust and intake mic, so I just scrapped it. I was talking in there, but it was just too hard to understand what I was saying, so I just cut it out, but it still ended up being a good video. But if you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.